Hello guys, Michael here with another video. So today I want to talk about a super skill. A skill that is also super underestimated. And that is the skill set of being able to ask the right questions in the right time. People won't believe how powerful it is to ask the right questions to people we want to form relationship with, whether it is the romantic relationship, the professional relationship, or social relationship overall. Asking the right questions will basically open doors to all relationships. And in this video, I'm going to give you the basics on how to ask questions. And I've been using it over and over again with fantastic results, as well as my thousands of clients in the past that have changed their life with the foundation of being able to be curious and asking questions. So let's get into it. So there are two types of questions that I have in mind. All right, you can basically put them in two different categories. So we have the first category, which are the simple questions. And when I say simple questions, that means that there are questions that require an easy answer. So mostly it's all about close-ended questions. Questions that require only a yes or a no, or just a couple of words. For example, if you ask someone, "How's your day?" that person might reply with, "It's good," or "Fine." And if you ask another person, "Are you from here?" that person will say either yes or no. And that's pretty much it. So those are the easy questions. And easy, simple questions are very important. It has its place to open up conversations. So then we have the second segment. And that is what I call the investigative questions. Those questions require the other person to really open up. So we have to balance, the whole situation, the whole conversation with easy questions, simple questions, and with investigative, more comprehensive questions. They require a more comprehensive answer so we can understand their perspectives. But then we have something in between in order to make it dynamic, in order to make it collaborative. And that is the sharing part from your side. It's very hard to ask the right questions if you don't share something about yourself to make it feel like a free-flowing conversation. Otherwise, it's very easy to end up in this interview trap where they feel like they are interviewed. Let me give you an example, a couple of examples, so you really get the idea. All right. So when I say sharing something about myself, I'm meaning that I will tell something about my view or my situation based on her answer or based on the context of the question. So for example, let's assume that I'm walking down the street and now I want to go and talk to a beautiful woman, standing there somewhere close. And I go up to her and then I ask her after an opening, I'm asking her, "Are you from here?" She might just reply with, "Yes." Okay, so what to do then? I mean, she did the first step, answering the question, which has its power itself. It's very important to make them reply to your questions. You see, that is the first entry point that we want to achieve, for her to actually reply, just reply simply. But then when she did reply to me, I would just go ahead and share something about myself in that context. So in this situation, I would say, "Okay, I'm also from here and I love the place. I just love living close to the beach. It's just me. And now I'm curious, what do you think about this place?" That is an investigative question. So what did I do here? Well, I started with an easy question. I shared something about myself in that context. And then I went on and asked an investigative question, an open-ended question. And then I was quiet, or normally I'm quiet after that and waiting for her answer. That answer is going to take the conversation into the first level of depth. I used to say that there are about 3 levels of depth in order to make it super meaningful. But as long as it is under the surface, it is meaningful. So we want to get under the surface, and even if you're just talking, in depth, but not that deep, like level 1 depth, it still gives a lot of of positive reactions, and it gives a lot of meaning into the conversation. And the deeper you go, the stronger and the more meaningful the conversation becomes. But that is something we're going to talk about later. Now we're going to talk about how to ask questions to take things into slight depth. Another question I could ask when it comes to the simple question would be, excuse me, how's your day? Let's say just, how's your day? And that woman now replies, it's good. All right, now I'm listening and I am acknowledging that she said it's good. So I will share, right? Yes, I will share. You know what? I had a good day too, because today I was at the gym and finally I managed to go, and this will be the first step into become a more healthy man. Health is everything. But I'm curious, when you say good, tell me more about it. Or when you say good, what do you actually mean? When you say good, help me to understand that better. Those are strong investigative questions, and those fit very well after you or after I explain my version of it. So it sort of becomes her version, her turn to tell me her version of it. And that is a very powerful technique to use. All right. So that is basically what I wanted to go through today, is easy questions, sharing, and then investigative questions. So have that in mind and try it out. You will be amazed of other people's reactions and how they will suddenly become so engaged talking to you. They will be so engaged that it will blow your mind. It blew my mind. It blew the minds of all those thousands of clients that I had in the past, and also my current clients. It blows everyone's mind when they understand the concept of asking the right questions in the right time, together with being a listener. Okay, so I also want to mention that being an empathetic listener or an active listener, asking questions is part of that. So asking questions is part of the realm of empathetic listening skills. There you have it. I hope you like this video. I hope you like this tip, and I'll see you in the next video.